All right. Well, it's been a long time since I've done a video. Sorry about that. Been busy. We had to take care of the basement. We had that minor flood. It wasn't a real big deal. Nothing. Not much damage. The diorama. The only things that got damaged was one of the uh, one of the power supplies got a bit wet, but it dried out fine. But ended up losing another inverter, another electroluminescent inverter off the car wash. But that wasn't related to the flood. It just those inverters are crap from cool wires. I'm probably not going to buy from them guys anymore. I never did hear back with the problems that I had. I sent them a couple emails. I never got any response back. So, you know, I'm kind of hesitant to try them again, especially after having two of their inverters take craps on me. And it's not like I run them that much. I really don't run the lights that often on the layout because the ELs degrade with use. So, I want to, I run them when I want to enjoy the diorama or if I want to take a video or pictures or something like that. But otherwise, I keep the lights off on the diorama to preserve the integrity of the signs. So basically what you're looking at here, that you've been staring at for the last minute and a half while I'm rambling, these are the new bases and benches for the next three sections of the diorama. One of them is for the last section of the 40-foot long piece that I'm working on now. And it's going to be a truck stop with a couple motels and I'm not sure what else. It depends on what room I got. I'm thinking maybe kind of maybe a little redneck trucker bar or something like that. So I got these constructed. Took all my budget for the month to buy the wood. I wanted to originally build 6 of them, but I only had enough money to build 3 of them. So in each of these tables with the bases, this is the separate base here that the diorama sits on. I built them a little beefier this time. Used more screws than nails, just give them a little more rigidity. And got nice black paint on the outside of them. And so we got the truck stop and motel section, and then these other 2 sections are going to be on the other end of the diorama are going to be more of the downtown area. And I'm going to put double streets on these. As you notice that most of my diorama has just the main street that runs down the one edge. These are also going to get cross streets and are going to get another street down here so that we'll have even more fun. So these are going to take a while to do because we're talking probably 40, 50 buildings easily for these that I'm going to have to build. So what else I got done here? I cleaned up the garage a bit. You guys wouldn't notice, but that was a pretty big mess earlier. I took down all my nuts and bolts and other miscellaneous hardware cabinets out of here, so that gives me more room. And I'm going to show you what I did with that stuff. It was a project that I was working on for quite a while, and it's getting done. So let's go take a look. Okay, well, in the basement, and if you notice on the diorama that all the frames are black on the outside. We got a few legs in the back that I didn't quite get painted, but that sure makes a big difference. When you turn them on at night, it makes the sides just disappear, where before they kind of glowed because they had that raw wood that you can kind of see some of the raw wood underneath the Waffle House and Texaco section over there that's holding it up. You can see how much that stands out. And then when you go up a little bit, you can kind of everything disappears. That wall behind here, I started off spray painting the frames, and I had a couple cans of flat black spray paint, and I was amazed how quick I went through the black spray paint. One frame took almost 2 cans, and I'm like, wow, this is gonna make me broke really fast. So I went and got a gallon of regular house paint, flat black, and I just did it with a brush. That way there's no overspray. But I got like 3/4 of a gallon left, so I've been planning on blackening this wall out behind here. That way I won't need these curtains up. So I'm going to take those down and I'm going to paint behind there. My wife had an idea of doing a skyline in relief. Basically, go gray on part of the wall and then paint a skyline in that would kind of stick out. I think that's a good idea. So I think we're going to try something like that. But you can see definitely, everything's nice and black now. Got everything off the floor, cleaned up. Like I said, we didn't really have that bad of damage. I ended up getting a little over an inch of water in the basement, and things floated around. I lost a lot of boxes, but fortunately, I keep everything pretty much stored off the ground. So, it wasn't a horrible thing. And in here, I used to have just tons and tons of nuts and bolts, and now I got them all organized. Everything's organized, kind of half-assed organized, but the older you get, the more nuts and bolts and other hardwares you end up with. So I had all those cabinets full of nuts and bolts. Some I had of my own, and some I inherited from my father-in-law when he passed. He had a big collection of nuts and bolts. So I just been saving up pill bottles and weed containers and stuff, and just using that to put the stuff in. That way I could unleash and start using the drawers, little plastic drawers. And up here I found a good use for old M2 containers, the old M2 display boxes. I always end up with tons of them. I've tried to, I've sold, I don't want to throw them away. I've sold them to people, people do buy them, but that's kind of a pain in the butt. So I was like, I got a whole bunch of these. What would they'd be making great little containers for nuts and bolts. And they really do. You can see in them, the lid snaps on, they stack. It's good use for the old M2 stuff. And I got tools all organized now, and everything's more or less organized. But let's move on here. We got other things to cover. The one section up in the garage that I was pointing out to you, that's going to go over here where the Texaco station and the Waffle House is, and those will find a home somewhere. But there's going to be an 8-foot section off the end of there. And then the other two sections are going to go down over here. They're going to be the opposite side of the road. So eventually we're going to, like I said before, we're going to have a second one of these 40-foot long by 4-foot wide sections, or sides I should say, that I'll be building. And I got 3 of the bases done on that. So let's see what else we got going on over here. And here you can see what I did with all those nuts and bolt containers, or drawers, organizers, whatever you want to call them. I was going to buy a bunch more, and these things are like $30 a piece, and I thought, the nuts and bolts, it's like I go in there like once a year. I even thought about just selling all that stuff in a rummage sale or something like that, or even giving it away. But then of course when you do so, that's when you're going to need something that you got rid of. So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep it. So, but I got it all organized, as you see here, and we added more little drawers for more little parts. That sure helps with the clutter. And did a bit of organizing over here. Doesn't look organized, but it is. You got the people over here. And gonna be working on making full-sized sketches of the truck stop. Good friend of mine down in Decatur, he went up to Sandy. He went up to Bloomington and took pictures, a bunch of pictures of the truck stop that I'm going to be using as the prototype. So now I'm going to take those pictures. I'm going to make sketches full size so I know where to cut. I'm waiting for plastic right now. Most of the truck stop is cinder block, and I ran out of my cinder block plastic sheets from JTT. So early this month, actually on the 1st, I ordered from off their company website. I ordered a bunch of sheets, and I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. So finally, after 3 weeks, I emailed them, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're sorry, we were out of stock, so we'll refund your money." And I'm thinking, wow, because when I picked, when I did the order, it had quantities on hand, and they had like a whole bunch of them. So I felt, okay, yeah, well, let's get this. But I was wrong, so I'm like, okay, well, so I bought it off eBay, and I actually saved money on them, which is kind of funny. I bought 7 packages from JTT, and they refunded my money. So then I took that money and I went on eBay, and I was able to buy 10 packages. So go me, right? Here's the project sheet. As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff crossed off. I picked up a new kit from Pine Canyon off of eBay. These come up so rarely. And this one actually came up on a buy it now, so I jumped on that like a hero on a hand grenade. They had another one up that was on an auction, and I came up just a few dollars short on it. Somebody just got a few bucks past me and got that one, but at least I got this one. So we're going to make molds of that and add that to the stockpile. And that's about it, really. What's going on right now. Still got to connect up the ventilation systems yet. Add some more lighting so I can start using my my airbrush. And but yeah, so this is where we're at. I didn't really have much going on, so I didn't really want to just put up a short 2-minute video saying, "Yep, nothing's going on." So, but we got quite a bit done. And once the plastic comes in a week or so, I'll be able to start construction. And in the meantime, I'm going to sketch out what I need to do and start working on it. So that's about it right now. Got a lot of things coming up. I know it's been really slow, and I haven't been getting videos out. I know I was getting them out, 1 or 2 a week, and then I stopped doing that. I just didn't have nothing going on. So was busy cleaning up after the flood. Like I said, it didn't do much damage, but it made a mess. So there was a lot of cleaning to do and a lot of throwing away of stuff. And but we're all past that now. So once I get these tables downstairs, my daughter's boyfriend's supposed to stop by tomorrow and help me get them down in the basement. I'll be able to start working on them. I have most of the materials I need to do that one section with the truck stop and the couple motels. I got all the street lights and parking lot lights and all the other LEDs I think I need. I got most of the signage. I'll need a few more signs from Miller Engineering. And speaking of Miller Engineering, I'm extremely disappointed with Miller Engineering. They only come out twice a year with new product. And I know you guys heard this complaint before. And it seems like the last year or so they've been just putting out junk, mostly naked women kind of stuff and things that I don't really want on my diorama. I mean, just because they're not prototypical. They're not what you're not going to see a lighted sign, a Chiquita with some girl coming out of a banana. You're not going to see that. But I guess they're selling them. I guess there's enough guys that are kind of perverted that want that on their layout or whatever. But of course, who am I to speak about that? But yeah, they came out with their new ones, and it's just like they came out with 2 signs, and this was after not having one earlier this year. This is their only release this year, and it's really disappointing. And it's just like, man, you know, I look so forward to the new releases from Miller Engineering in April and again in October. And they just, for the last, you know, like year and a half, 2 years, they've just been extremely disappointing. So, Miller Engineering, if you're listening, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, I'm disappointed in you guys deeply. Come up with some stuff I can use, for crying out loud. You know, I got like 50 of your signs. I've been buying, you know, this stuff for 10 years now, supporting your company. Very least you can do is make some stuff I can use. Yeah, but of course people say, well, you're not the only customer they have. Yeah, but in my mind, I'm the only customer that matters, right? So, all right, guys, we'll see you soon. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that stuff that helps me in the helps me in the algorithms. Even though I'm not actively pursuing monetization with YouTube, I'd still like to get the subscriptions. I'd like to get the videos to reach more people. So we'll see you guys soon.